moist, humid environment. That's what actually causes this pneumonia to trend. And that's why Nigerians are like, oh,
don't
if you don't
expose your
expose the
child
to
to
cold,
fan, don't
expose
expose
the
your
child
child
to
to
fan.
cold. Yeah.
But it's just a kind of like a myth.
Okay, so
There's no
now
relationship between the fan
and pneumonia. So what then are the primary causes of pneumonia?
Okay, yes, like I mentioned earlier, the primary causes can be bacteria,
Okay.
can be fungal, it can be virus, it can be a virus.
Okay.
You understand?
So is it that, for example, if someone has a particular variant of a virus or a particular variant of a bacteria, is it that pneumonia can develop from that?
Yes, particularly in children.
Okay.
You know, the small children, their immunity is not yet strong.
Yeah.
That is why when you say that, and this is a very good fact, a study was done by this was WHO, and they said that, this was 2019, they said that 14% of the world's population, they are dying from pneumonia.
Yeah.
And even if you digress to Nigeria, like you mentioned earlier, I thank you for that, 1.5 million people are dying from pneumonia annually. And the rate is increasing with children under 5 years of age.
Yeah.
Why? Because their immunity is not yet strong enough. And then the funny thing is that this the bacteria, let me use the bacteria as an example that causes this pneumonia. The bacteria, funny thing is that it's just within our nostrils.
Okay.
Everybody, even as an adult, is there.
Wow.
But for a young child, the immunity is not strong enough. So even when the bacteria grows inside the nose and starts multiplying and starts causing this infection of a thing, the child is not strong enough to actually fight against the bacteria. So the child ends up with pneumonia now.
So for a mother who has a child on that age of 5 years, now what would you advise that mother to do in order to prevent the child from getting pneumonia?
Yes, I mean, and this is a very, very important point, because in Nigeria, we are still at the level where immunization, I see a lot of immunization, but we are still at the level where we have not yet achieved some level of, let me say, the country, all parts of the country is aware and they are fully supporting immunization.
Okay.
Because it's just only a few parts of the country, like the north, for example. Not all parts of the north are exposed to, like, aware of immunization and the rest. So, but there's actually, for a mother that has a child under 5, pneumonia has grown so far that they've developed a vaccine to actually prevent the child from having pneumonia.
Okay.
So, again, the mother gives birth. Once the mother gives birth to the child, at birth, remember, they will give the child, they will tell you should come for immunization. They give the child immunization at birth. About 6 weeks after birth, they will give the child another immunization. The one that the pneumonia vaccine is actually given 6 weeks, 10 weeks, and 14 weeks after birth.
Okay.
So if your child receives immunization at 6 weeks, most likely has received the pneumonia. They call it the pneumococcal vaccine.
Okay.
It's a big word. It's just a pneumonia vaccine.
Okay.
Yes. So you must have received it at 6 weeks. You must have received it again at 10 weeks. And must have received it again at 14 weeks.
Okay.
So usually a child has, if it's 6 weeks, 10 weeks, the child is still under 5. So, but it's just that most women, either they are afraid of immunizing their child for, they say if they immunize the child will die. I've heard many things like this.
Wow.
I've heard many things like this. But just immunizing your child alone has already created prevention from pneumonia. Then again, most women don't breastfeed their child.
Okay.
They say you have to give the child water to drink.
Yeah.
But studies have shown these are things that we've been looking at for centuries now, and we've seen that breastfeeding a child can actually protect the child from having pneumonia. Why? Because the breast milk just has high level of antibodies.
Okay.
Now these are the things that we just fight against any form of infection. And then breastfeeding the child from 0, that's at birth, till 6 months has shown to actually reduce the chances of a child getting pneumonia. And even if the child has pneumonia, the child has a higher rate of survival just by breastfeeding alone,
Okay.
not giving the child water.